Hello everyone, and welcome to our interview with a very special guest, our Executive Director of the Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development, none other than Dr. Enrico C. Paringit. And this presentation is part of our 7th National Research and Development Conference with the theme Wealth Creation. And I am Diane Tating, your host for today. Dr. Eric, magandang araw po at salamat po dahil pinaunlakan niyo po kami for this interview.
Magandang umaga naman, Dayan. Magandang umaga sa lahat na nakikinig sa ating special interview for today.
Sir, let's keep the ball rolling. We are all excited. I'm excited to learn from you. Sir, why don't we start by telling us ano nga po bang ginagawa nyo and anong ginagawa ng PCIEERD?
Well, PCIEERD is one of the sectoral planning councils of the Department of Science and Technology, in charge, of course, of planning the sectors as well as setting out policies on science, technology, and innovation through, of course, research and development activities.
So, sir, what has PCIEERD done so far for wealth creation in terms of our industries naman?
Then, one of the bright spots in our wealth creation activities at PCIEERD is to, of course, our startups, no? Through our startup grant fund. And of course, this is made possible through the passage of the Innovative Startup Act. And since then, for about 2 years, we've been supporting about 10 to 15 startup grantees. And this has translated to our investment, I think, around this area is around 64 million. And this has translated to 68.2 million worth of capital investment and a little more than 200 million worth of income, for these small companies, if you might call it, or startups. And of course, it has also generated jobs, and these are good indications that our investments in for our startups, are actually coming into fruition, almost tripling or quadrupling the initial investments that we had through capital investments and income. Of course, this does not happen by accident. The startups do not go through it alone. They are being guided, of course, through our various support programs. We have Fast Track, and the Fast Track program actually facilitates the commercialization of either the PCIEERD or DOST-funded technologies. These are coming off from the universities or research and development institutions who might want to spin off from their projects. The second is, of course, our technology business incubators. These are usually located in our universities here in Metro Manila as well as in other regions. So they help out essentially these startups that are in needing of mentoring, in needing of networks, so that they can find contacts and businesses. And then, of course, they also need support in terms of business development, how it is to make it out there in the market. And these are all, as I said, part of that bigger ecosystem that we wanted to support, so that everybody helps everyone in making sure that our startup innovators make it through the market.
Alright, so sir, nakita natin this is a healthy and wealthy ecosystems kasi kompleto talaga. And we are happy to hear that we have tripled, quadrupled our investment. So definitely our Filipino entrepreneurs, business owners, mga researchers natin should check this program out. Sir, meron pa ba tayong ibang programs for our industry, other industry people? Food, agribusiness, meron din ba tayo, sir?
Yes, we supported, one of the projects that we supported along this line, it is the Smart Modular Mobile Food Processing Facility. Halimbawa, meron kang vegetable, malapit na mabulok or ayaw mong mabulok, gusto mong i-process na agad, sa halip na dadalhin sa processing facility by transporting it, that will entail costs, So in order to, and of course that will take time. So these two constraints are of course giving our producers a hard time. So what this modular mobile food processing facility does is that siya ang pupunta doon sa processing facility. So it can be processed right away.
And since of course PCIEERD is about emerging technology, meron naman po ba kayo?
We have of course projects that are complementary or actually leading to the development of smart cities. For example, we have supported a project before to count traffic, no, count the number of vehicles. We can even make out their color and make, no. Then we can even count now pedestrians. So what does this do now, no? After you've counted them, you will know, of course, the traffic flows that are coming in or out the city center, and that makes the traffic management more informed on the part of the local government. So that's just one example. Essentially, smart city halls make smart citizens.
Yeah.
No? So essentially, what we're also looking at is a digital city hall. So where you don't practically need to go to the city hall just to get the kind of services that we need or that we are expecting. So in line with our initiatives in the Artificial Intelligence PINAS program, we have our framework for artificial intelligence and the corresponding roadmap. It's a 10-year program or plan outlining the different activities that we need to do in order to foster this artificial intelligence movement. It's supported essentially by making sure that we have the infrastructure to make it happen. The second is that, of course, we need a lot of researchers and scientists that will be working on this. The third is that we need a lot of applications, research and deployment to demonstrate its power.
Philippines is ready for this kind of emerging technology. Thank you, Dr. Eric. So we have heard about PCIEERD's projects, technologies when it comes to industry, also to these emerging technologies. One thing that really consumes and drains our energy, and everybody can relate, sir, transportation. What does PCIEERD do, sir?
You know, gasoline is very prohibitive now in terms of cost. So sabi namin, bakit hindi natin lagyan ng e-tricycle? Coupled with that, of course, another aspect is the infrastructure that will make e-mobility happen. So anong kailangan dito? Kung merong gasolinahan para sa mga conventional vehicles, meron tayong kargahan, no? Or charging stations for our e-trikes and e-jeeps, no? We even supported this e-jeep program. Meron tayong 16-seater tsaka 28-seater yata, no? Na two prototypes which can now be tapped, no, by our operators, by our would-be investors in this field. But the good thing about, you know, the charging system technology that we supported is that it is fast charging. A typical charging station would, you know, you would have to take hours and hours of charging, and if you do that, of course, that takes away the time from our operators, from our drivers, from serving the riding public. Right. So this charging technology or the CHARM program is 17 times faster than the
17.
The conventional charging station that we would have. So this fast charging, at this rate, no, of fast charging, our drivers, our operators of public transport that's tapping onto the e-mobility systems or e-trikes or e-jeeps or e-buses can be more productive and can serve more our riding public. The end goal, no, as a focus point, no, that means we have to know from the beginning what our direction should be so that it will actually create impact to our communities and to our industries, no? And that is what we're going to set out to do with the upcoming projects that we have. We already asked them to subscribe to a specific goal that will address community needs and the aspirations of our industry as well, using this pattern of developing the technology that will address the pain points of our communities and industries, and making sure that they become also available through some kind of commercialization or pre-commercialization activities, no? And the message here is that we'd like to tell them that we're with them every step of the way. PCIEERD is with them every step of the way. DOST is with them as they transition from this various stages of development and transformation, and we will make it happen. So what we're asking now our researchers is to continue to engage with us as we go through these processes for our stakeholders, no, our communities, our industries, our of course partners and government, to tell us if and when some of these things are ready to roll, ready to be absorbed, ready to be making a difference in changing people's lives in our country.
So, Doc Eric, maraming salamat po. Our allotted time for this special interview has come to an end, but we hope that we are all filled with a wealthy knowledge at hindi lang tayo naging wealthy but naging excited din tayo for the future with the S&T interventions and the solutions that we have at hand. So, maraming salamat. This has been your host, Diane, leaving you with the idea that with innovation, there is wealth creation that is working for every Filipino people.